Ready. Drop.
Hey guys, it's Jessica here for the next episode, and today I actually want to try something that I haven't tried before. I did try to do a little bit of a take on this with some seashells. It's on my TikTok account, but I didn't dilute the paint first, and so I watched some videos today and I saw some absolutely gorgeous results, so I would like to try it with you guys today. However, some of the different things that I have found that you're supposed to mix with the acrylic paints to do a paint pour, it really varies. And it goes from being water or oil, or there's actually even different solutions that are silicone that you can put in them as well. So I have added to all of these cups various versions of what I saw today. Oh, and one of them is rubbing alcohol. And I don't really know which one is which. I can tell this one's oil. But I'm going to mix the colors that I would like to use today with all of these different solutions and just kind of wing it and see how it turns out. So I'm hoping for a good result. Even though I kind of messed it up the last time when I was trying to do little seashells, it still ended up really beautiful in the end. So it was just not as smooth as I expected it to be. So we're going to try to use all of these different bases for the acrylic paint and just kind of see how it turns out. So I have some really pretty colors here, and believe it or not, if you guys have a Dollar Tree near you, check it out. Definitely look at the art section, because I can't believe some of these giant things of acrylic that I've been able to get from there. Really beautiful primary colors and some other variations as well. So I have this really gorgeous royal blue. I was able to find this red, so I'm going to be trying to make a pink out of this one. Now, to make the pink, I'm actually using a white acrylic that I already had because they were out of white today, but usually they have a little bit of everything. I found this really cool gold color, and although I'm not a huge fan of yellow, I think this will be really beautiful inside of it. And I'm actually going to try some of this glitter glue and kind of mix it up with some of these colors just to add a little extra pop in the project when I'm done. So I have this kind of green, almost aqua mint green glitter glue here, and this color I just absolutely fell in love with. It's a really beautiful, like a light turquoise. So we're gonna mix all of these together, kind of just see what we come out with, and go ahead and put it on the canvas and see if I can pull this off a little bit better than when I did the seashells. So I'm gonna start mixing, and then I will be back with you and you can see the process, and hopefully it turns out as nice as I am hoping that it will. So we will get started, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so now I've mixed all my paints, and I just kind of want to show you guys the colors that I came up with. Here is the pink that I ended up making. It's a little bit of a darker pink. I did use a pearl white in that, so I'm hoping it has some really cool sheen. And here is the turquoise. I kind of left that one alone. The royal blue I ended up mixing with that mint sparkle paint that I had. And I mixed the red sparkles with the red paint. We have white, which is primarily going to be the base and sprinkled in. And then there's that gold color. I just diluted a little bit. So what I'm going to actually be painting on today is this 8x10 canvas. I figure this is probably the most logical thing to start on because this is basically what I've seen in most of the videos that I've watched. So I'm going to start with this one. However, there is this really cool conch shell that we had found. We went to one of our favorite spots, and it just doesn't really have any of that color and shine like a conch shell normally would because it was there for quite a while. So I would like to attempt to do the paint pour on this as well, and since I already have these colors mixed, I'm going to be doing this one at the same time. So one last thing I just want to show you guys. There were two different methods that I saw other than using a blow dryer, and that was a method that the woman used a straw, which was really cool, kind of like fanned out all of the edges and added an extra detail, which was really neat. And then this little cup, which you'll kind of see me scoot around the canvas when we're adding the colors, and that just seemed to add a whole nother element to the painting, and I would really like to try that one. I may be using at the very end, just to create some detail, kind of like a toothpick, which is what I did in my other video. So I'll kind of just see how everything separates on its own and decide from there if that's another technique that I want to try. So we will get started, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes really well. We'll see. I am going to wrap up this video, but paint pouring, wow, I went into this just trying to learn a new painting technique, and honestly, it has become like one of my favorites. I am going to show you the finished result of the ones that we were working on, and I wanted to try it on a couple different things just to experiment. I do want to keep experimenting with this method and kind of learn how to make more of the cells and the detail, but I am so pleased with how this turned out, and I kind of went a little crazy after, and so I'll show you those first. I ended up making some really cool shells after, honestly, with just some of the leftover paint that I didn't want to waste. These I just took, and you can see it on my TikTok, I just dipped these in the leftover paint that was on my table, and these I just did a paint pour with the leftover paint, and they're just gorgeous. I can't believe how cool this method ends up making everything, and I did kind of go over these with a little bit of clear spray paint in the end just to give them that really nice glossy finish. But here's what we were actually doing and what I showed you guys on camera, and this was just a very simple paint pour, and I took that little toothpick and did the detail in here, and honestly this is something where it just turns out gorgeous every time. It seems like no matter what colors I tried, and also I have some other things I did with this on TikTok, the colors just come out beautiful every time. The detail, it just kind of settles in its own place every time. It's something really cool that you can do with your kids because it's just kind of fun and messy, and no matter what, you get a beautiful result. And here is probably my favorite. So in the beginning, I mentioned to you guys that there was kind of like that old conch shell that we found, and I did the paint pour on this, and I just cannot believe how gorgeous it came out, and all of the details and just the way the paint settled. Now I did do a double pour on the top, if you noticed in the video, because what happened was when I poured the paint on everything, it kind of all did this where it ran down to the side, and I wanted to get this really cool look on the top where it was going in this circle. So I did end up pouring it again the next day, which you can see on the video, and added those details. And I did an epoxy coat on this one. Again, I had a little bit of leftover epoxy from what's going to be in my next video, and I just poured that on here to give it that really, really nice solid finish. So I think this is probably one of my favorite painting techniques, and I apologize if a couple of the other videos are going to have some of this too. I hope you don't get sick of it, because I have absolutely fallen in love with this way of painting, and I think there's going to be a lot of really cool ways to incorporate it into a lot of other stuff. So again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this as much as I do. I love doing this for you guys, and I will include all of my info for my TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook in the description. So hopefully you guys will check out some of my stuff there as well, and click like and subscribe and share and all that great stuff. So until the next time, I hope to see you guys very, very soon, and have a great rest of your day.